Hi, my name's John Dubois, and I'm here today to talk to you about Heading Forward, a one-player board game about recovering from head injuries. It takes about 45 minutes to play. In Heading Forward, you take the role of somebody who has recently suffered a traumatic brain injury in a car accident, a workplace incident, or some other kind of trauma, and you're trying to improve your skills from a low baseline level to minor effort, moderate effort, and high effort skills before finally completing your treatment hierarchy and removing that skill from the list of things you need to accomplish. If you're able to do that with 3 skills in different areas before your therapy program runs out, you win the game. In order to do this, you need resources like brains, which allow you to draw more cards, spoons, which allow you to play more cards, and money, which allows you to pay for things, because this is the American healthcare system, and unfortunately you have to find ways to pay for things yourself here. On your turn, you draw cards equal to the number of brains you have, and these cards represent both skills and resources that you can use to improve the skills in your hand. You can have cognitive skills, which allow you to gain brains, endurance skills, which allow you to add more spoons, or finance skills, which allow you to add more money. In order to use a skill, you must first expend the resources that you need to practice a skill, in this case, a spoon and 2 time, which are discarded from your hand. Then you can achieve the therapy goal for that day by adding a spoon. And if you're able and willing, you can progress on the treatment hierarchy by paying an extra cost. In this case, a spoon and a care. So a spoon and discarding a care. That allows you to move the skill up to the next stage and discard it. There is one card in the deck that is not a therapy goal, and that is the trigger card. When you draw the trigger card, you encounter a barrier in the form of a trigger of a memory or other reminder of your traumatic event that caused your head injury in the first place. When that happens, you take a skill that was set aside at the start of the game as your trigger skill, and you must complete that skill and progress it if you can, but you do not gain any of the benefits from completing that goal. It is a barrier that must be gotten past in order to continue with your therapy, but that is the way head injury therapy often works. Each time you go through the 17 cards in the deck, you lose a week in your therapy program. Once the therapy program gets down to 0, your insurance company decides that you have not made enough progress and may cut off your funding. However, if you are able to achieve 3 treatment goals by removing the cards from your deck with their complete condition, then you win the game as you've finished your therapy program. Heading Forward was not just designed to be an interesting puzzle experience, as many solo board games are. Its design elements were drawn directly from my personal experience having had a head injury 5 years ago in a car accident, as well as my professional experience treating head injuries as a speech pathologist. It's my hope that Heading Forward, when properly developed and published, can be an interesting game as well as a tool for building empathy, understanding, and compassion for disabled people, especially those who have head injuries.